Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to talk to you about reading culture, what it is, what it looks like, how we create it, and why it's important. A reading culture is an environment where reading is championed, valued, respected, and actively encouraged. Examples of a reading culture can be found in schools, libraries, and at home. Reading cultures also include positive attitudes and ideas towards reading and high levels of interest in reading. What a reading culture looks like for students. In a reading culture, children and teens read of their own free will. They read on a regular basis. They select their own reading materials. They select a time and place to read. They read at their own pace, and they are willing and active participants in reading discussions and topics. So how do we create a reading culture? There are a multitude of ways to do this. One of those ways is to introduce DEAR to your classroom, which stands for Drop Everything and Read. It was started in the US by children's author Beverly Cleary, and the idea was to foster a love of reading and a focus of voluntary reading. So what it includes is students at school, and whenever they hear a bell go off, no matter what it is, no matter what they're doing, no matter what's going on, they hear a bell go off and they drop everything that they're doing and they pick out a book and they read for half an hour. And this is not just for students, teachers can get involved in this as well. And it's a really great way to help students just find the love of reading. Another great way to create and promote a reading culture is to create individual classroom libraries. Libraries are not just meant to be in one place, and they can be anywhere, and they're not also just for English and language arts classes. They can be in history classes, they can be in math classes, they can be in science classes, they can be in home economic classes. Teachers of different disciplines can create their own libraries and get students interested in their topics of their subject this way. Be a reading role model is another great way to create and promote a reading culture in your school and in your classroom. Teachers can talk to their students about what they're reading in their spare time. They can create a list on your classroom wall of all the books you have read so far this year, and they can also participate in DEAR. Read books in different subjects. That is another great way to create and promote a reading culture. As I said before, reading is not confined to just English class or language arts class or just the library. Reading is universal. It's all subjects, all topics, and it's very important that students know this. And so, for example, a PE teacher could take 5 minutes out of their lesson to read an excerpt from The Blind Side, or a history teacher could take 5 minutes out of their lesson to read an excerpt from The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. It doesn't matter. It's very interdisciplinary, and getting teachers and educators that are in other subject areas involved in this is a great way to get students into reading. Exploring a variety of genres is another great way to create and promote a reading culture. This exposes students to a plethora of different books, and it just helps them to learn about different authors, and it can help them find the just right book that they need. Another great way to create and promote a reading culture is to create reading nooks across the school, and you can even do so at home. A lot of times kids are confined to their desks all day, and that can get really exhausting and really uncomfortable at times for students. And so getting them up and out of their seats and into great little areas and comfortable areas that that help them to read and to help them relax is a really great way to just help students just get into the love of reading. Set reading challenges with prizes. This is another really great way to help students get into reading and to help create and promote a reading culture. This helps motivate students to read more. And a lot of times, especially when we see our reluctant readers and our struggling readers, it can be very, very difficult to get them into reading and to just have any interest in reading at all. And so a really great way to help those students is to motivate them and give them incentives and have them have reading challenges and have them get rewards for what they read. Also, getting students to recommend books to each other is another really great way to create and promote a reading culture. This helps students practice giving book talks about their favorite books. And this can also help them get connected with each other and to have an open dialogue about what is going on in their reading lives. And it can also be a great way for them to express how much they love a certain book or how they, didn't like a certain book, and giving reasons why is a really great thing to have students practice. So why reading culture is so important? Reading is interdisciplinary. Like I said before, it's universal. It's not just for English and language arts. It's for all subjects and all topics like social studies, science, math, and even digital technology classes. It introduces new perspectives and ideas to young people. It creates capable and committed readers. It creates confident readers. It boosts community connectedness. It enhances literary skills. Physical books even help students take time away from screens. And it also awakens their curiosity, imagination, and critical thinking skills. And so that's it. Thanks for listening.